Welcome to another 5 Day with Jay. I'm your host, J.R. Murdoch. How are you? Step 1. After you listen and watch this video, I'll link below. Go check out Patrick McLean's summation of The Mandalorian. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Patrick McLean is eloquent and speaks very knowledgeably when it comes to story writing. You'd do well to follow him over there and listen to what he has to say. Another excellent job there, Patrick. On to me. Word count. I don't have it scrolling anywhere. Haven't had the opportunity to figure that out yet, but we'll get there. We will get there. We will make these better than they currently are. Word count on Giant Robot Planetary Competition stands at 3,798 words. Most of those words were written when I tried to start NaNoWriMo. I got 2 days in and it fell apart. These things happen. We're back on track. I went through and basically did a very thorough reread of those 3,700, 3,800 words. I am ready to jump in. I did a little adding, a little addition, added some commas here, fixed a couple of sentences that were awkwardly worded. I'm going to do that as I go along. I'll cycle back through what I wrote and edit as I go. I'll do a full, thorough reread when I'm done. I'm excited for this book now. I remember, I knew where I wanted to go with the book to start with. I know how it's going to end. Key. One thing when you listen to Patrick McLean, know how your book is going, know how your story, whether it be a book, manuscript, sorry, I should have turned the sound off. Whether it be a book, a manuscript, whatnot, make sure you know where it starts and where it ends. The middle, you can fudge as you go. Not a problem. Make sure you know your beginning and end. It makes it a lot easier to get to the end. And if your end changes to some slight variation because of the events that happen, at least you have a goalpost to try and get to. So I know the beginning and the end of this third book. Rereading just the first 4,000 words, I'm soaked back into the world. Before I'd started writing this, I had read the first 2 books. Second book, I'll be getting published soon enough. Very excited, as I said, to be writing this one. Ravikant Helio, who is the main character, an orphan, title of the first book, no surprises, no spoilers there. Love this character. I love where I'm going to go with him in this book. This book is going to be intense. And the first 2 books of his saga are rather intense deliberately. Let me apologize for the pinging of the water outside. Anyway, the third book is where he is going to come into his own. That was planned because in book 4, obviously, he needs to trip and stumble. So there will be more books in this series, obviously. We'll have more Ravi coming through, more Soli. These characters are great. I love all the characters in these books. A lot between those 2 characters is going to happen. Desig and P. Cooley, the 2 hosts of the GRPC, they aren't going anywhere. I'm having fun with them. As I said before, this is going to be a 15-book arc across 4 different series. I want to do that twice. This isn't something I've mentioned to a lot of people yet, so okay, you get to hear this. I've lost my frickin' mind. Once I complete this 15-book arc, I want to see how well the books are doing. I'm going to do one of 2 things. 1, I will write another 15-book arc, 4 books, 4 V&A shipping books, 4 giant robot planetary competition books, 4 almost superhero books, and another military sci-fi trilogy. Or I'll do a 15-book fantasy series. My email address is ofgnomesanddoors.com. My main website that I started long before jrmurdoch.com is ofgnomesanddoors.com. That's the first book I ever wrote, was ofgnomesanddoors.com. Or of Gnomes and Dwarves, no .com. Before .com was even a thing. Before I'd ever registered the address. At any rate, Of Gnomes and Dwarves is a fantasy series that I wanted to write for quite some time. Now, seriously? Stop it. Stop it. Of gnomesandDwarves.com, Of Gnomes and Dwarves, the series is based on Dungeons and Dragons characters that my friends and I played in high school. The stories are not. The characters are. The characters, in my mind, have evolved greatly over the years to be the characters that inhabit a world that is not necessarily a Dungeons and Dragons world. They're not going to be encountering orcs and slashing orcs and leveling up and finding magic weapons and whatnot. That was never my intention with what I was writing. I know a lot of people try and write their D&D adventures as if it's a novel. I'm not doing that. That's not what I'm intending to do with the... this is my own magic system, my characters, trolls, ogres, goblins. They're different than they are in the D&D world, in the D&D mythos. I take it in a completely different direction. So yes, they will encounter some things that a D&D player might go, oh, it's an orc. Oh, it's a goblin. Oh, it's a troll. It's a dwarf. It's a gnome. I've done my own take on these things and had a good time with it. So I'm excited to work on those books as well. But like I said, if I get through this 15-book arc and it's doing well, I will work on another 15-book arc. I would love to do that. I already have inklings of where that next 15-book arc is going to go. Again, I know the beginning at this time. I know the beginning of where this current arc started and where this arc is going to end across all 15 books. I know the beginning and end of all 15 books in the entire series. I know the beginning of the next 15-book arc. That's as far as I got. I don't have an ending of the next 15-book arc in this entire universe. I might do something completely unexpected, completely different. I don't know. As I've mentioned, Billy Barbarian is part of the V&A universe. I could work something in there with Billy. Who knows? Might happen. That would be interesting and entertaining. One of the things, the book's been written, the book's been published. I won't be changing it, but one of the main characters who won't be returning would be Ronald Stump, who is a caricature of He Who Shall Not Be Named. But in the book, there's an evil side and a good side to the character. The character might get mentioned in passing, but really, after the first book in the series, he's really no longer needed, so he wouldn't be coming back. Not a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that at all. Don't have a problem abandoning that character. But there's a lot I could do with Billy. Although they're on a primitive world, they have a lot of modern trappings. And they now know, spoiler alert if you haven't read Billy, fast forward a few seconds, on the planet Billy Barbarian is from, they know about aliens now because of one of the characters who left. I could very easily dip back into the Billy Barbarian world and bring him into the universe. Wouldn't be hard. Would actually be kind of interesting. At any rate, progress has been made. More words will happen tomorrow. We're currently sitting at 4,000 words on Giant Robot Planetary Competition Book 3. And I want to do 1,000, 2,000 a day. We'll see how it goes. I'm still going to do Murdoch Minute every day. I today went out and purchased a bicycle that needs a little bit of cleaning, needs a flat tire repaired. I'll take care of that. Also have a new recumbent bike, exercise bike, stationary. Exercise is going to be key. I need to not only keep myself mentally aware, I need to keep myself physically up to snuff as well. This past year, my gym membership, I wasn't able to go to the gym because pandemic. Now I can do it at home. I'm going to run out of excuses. It's time to finally get my body back to where it needs to be. At any rate, been 5DOJ. You've been great. We're trucking right along. We're going to get there. Till next time, stay awesome.